Once again, this is no shade at Nev Campbell. I love me some Nev Campbell, and I love the Scream franchise. Now, of course, I know there's going to be some differences of opinions and difference of views because you're talking about the generations. Now, for all of the individuals like myself that actually grew up on both of these franchises, you had to be between the ages of 13 and up in order to understand what I'm saying. If you were about 13 or 12, I'll say 12 is the minimum. 12 is the minimum. But if you're about 12 and up, you grew up at that age when you were 12 and up when these films came out. You guys know what I'm saying, and I know you guys agree with me. But a lot of you that were children and grew up later on, and then you saw the Scream films, and you saw the I Still Know What You Did Last Summer films, maybe off of TV, off of cable, or off of DVD. It's not the same because you guys didn't get the natural experience. You guys got the synthetic. We got the natural or artificial. You guys got the artificial experience of these two franchises. While all of us that were between the ages of 12 and up, we got the natural experience of these franchises. So when I say these things to you guys and discuss these things to you guys, I know it's going to be a different points of views because we're talking about the different time zone and different era of the people, okay? But as I said, for all you guys that got the natural experience, all you guys that grew up on these franchises, I know you guys can't refute this. It's non-debatable that Jennifer Love Hewitt is a better actress than Nev Campbell when it comes to overall actress, when it comes to horror, suspense, thriller, and slasher films. Yet alone, we're talking about just overall actress and just in general. Okay, there's no question about it that Jennifer Love Hewitt is a better actress overall. Period. But that still does not. It gives me no. It is no way turns me away from Nev Campbell or it makes me not like Nev Campbell. No, like I said, Nev Campbell is a banger. Okay, so as I'm telling you guys and explaining these things to you guys, like I said, the Scream franchise gets the W because they had more films. They dropped more films. And the main actress was in all of the films compared to the I Still Know What You Did Last Summer franchise. Jennifer Love Hewitt was only in 2 of the films out of 3 films. Which leads me to my most favorite part of the show. I got some questions and I need some answers. At what point, what logical reason and explanation the founders and the producers and the production company of the I Still Know What You Did Last Summer franchise, what was the reasonable explanation that you guys will continue to try to drop another film without Jennifer Love Hewitt being in the film? What was the reason for this? Because I don't understand it. It was unacceptable and it was unexcusable. In that third segment of the I Still Know What You Did Last Summer saga, they dropped the ball. They dropped the ball heavily. That movie was trash. It was trash. It did not deserve to be on television, yet alone be in the theaters. It was trash. Matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, that movie didn't make it to theaters because that's how trash it was. It didn't have enough ratings, okay? It wasn't enough people that wanted to see it because it was trash, okay? And before I made my judgment, of course I had to look the film, I had to watch the film, and I watched it, but I was very disappointed. I was very disappointed in the production company, and I was disappointed in the producers who put that film out. What was the reasonable explanation to why you guys decided to drop that third segment without Jennifer Love Hewitt being in the film? There is no reason whatsoever. Now, some of the things that I can think of is that because that Jennifer Love Hewitt was not probably available for the third segment, they continued to go on and push out this third segment anyways, which they thought that a lot of people would eat it up, which was a bad idea. It was a bad idea. This is why it proves to me, it always proves, it never proves me wrong. It never proves me wrong. I'm always right about this. I cannot stand reboots. I cannot stand reboots. And this is gonna be for another episode that's gonna be coming up soon. I'm gonna be just discussing and talking about reboots and why reboots piss me off. I'm so tired of these damn reboots because reboots have failed. Reboots have failed, and I'm sick of them. And I know a lot of you are sick of reboots as well. But that third segment of I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, it was trash. It was garbage. And I was very disappointed in the production company and the producer and directors that decided to put that film out. Very disappointed. If Jennifer Love Hewitt was true, if it was a true in the fact that she was not available for the film because she was busy with other projects, they should have put that project on hold until she was available, okay? Because that franchise revolved around her. She was one of the main important reasons why that franchise was as big as it was. And even when the first two films came out, even the first film came out, this is why I'm telling you guys, when they're piggybacking onto why I'm telling you guys that I Still Know What You Did Last Summer franchise was overall better than the Scream franchise, because I believe the whole story structure and the character, the casting was better than the casting and the story structure of the Scream franchise. And the main character, the main actress was a beast. She was better. She was more of a beast than the main character, the main actress on the Scream franchise, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry to say it. You may disagree, but it's just the way it is. It's the facts. It's the facts. Jennifer Love Hewitt is way more of a beast than Neve Campbell. Now, as I said, I was just disappointed. And I know a lot of you were disappointed, okay? It was just unacceptable and it was unexcusable. And I think that they dropped the ball, and I think that this destroyed this franchise. I think that it tarnished this franchise. I Still Know What You Did Last Summer franchise. And I believe this is why, which the two key reasons, one of the two key reasons why I told you why I think the Scream franchise gets the W is because not enough films were continuously put out by the Still Know What You Did Last Summer franchise. And I believe that the reason why enough films weren't put out, because I think that because they dropped the ball on the third segment, I think that it made it hard for them to be able to recover and drop another film, because they knew that people wouldn't ate it up because of how the third segment, it just basically, it was garbage, it was trash, it just flopped, okay? Now, as I told you guys, who gets the W? Before I wrap this up, I want to be very clear, very vivid, and be very blunt. You guys know me, I like to be I'm a very blunt person. Even though the Scream franchise gets the W, Neve Campbell and the Scream franchise gets the W over Jennifer Love Hewitt and I Still Know What You Did Last Summer franchise. I still believe to this day that I Still Know What You Did Last Summer franchise was a better franchise overall, as far as the structure, the story structure, and the cast. Just straight flat out. Now, this is going to go to when I was telling you guys, this is going to go to why I'm going to be showing you guys hard evidence. I'm going to be proving to you guys why I said what I said about I Still Know What You Did Last Summer being a better franchise overall. It's because Jennifer Love Hewitt is a better actress overall. Jennifer Love Hewitt had better vocals. Jennifer Love Hewitt was the beast. She was the beast when it came to those screams compared to Neve Campbell. None of you can sit here and honestly tell me with a straight face that Neve Campbell was a better screamer than Jennifer Love Hewitt. None of you can. I dare and challenge any of you to prove it to me. Take any of the Scream films, none of the Scream films, you can prove to me that Neve Campbell was a better screamer than Jennifer Love Hewitt. Okay? This one leads me to my next part. You guys, the next second part, the reason why I say that Jennifer Love Hewitt was overall a better actress. Overall. Jennifer Love Hewitt has also had a better career. If you guys don't know, Neve Campbell, famously known from the Scream franchise. Neve Campbell was also a part of a film that came out in the 90s as well. It was called The Craft. The Craft, ladies and gentlemen. This movie was based on a group of teenage women that were in high school and that were in practicing witchcraft and all that stuff, okay? For all of you guys remember, I think they made, if I'm not mistaken, they made a series off of this on Netflix. Matter of fact, yep, the series is available on Netflix, okay? But I believe the movie is also available on Netflix as well. But Neve Campbell was in that as well, and she did a hell of a job, okay? So those are two films that Neve Campbell are majorly known for. However, compared to Jennifer Love Hewitt have been in a hell of a lot more films and a hell of a lot more dominant banger films than Neve Campbell. Jennifer Love Hewitt, I Still Know What You Did Last Summer franchise. Jennifer Love Hewitt in the movie Go. For those who don't know, that movie was called Go, where the white boy, where he had a crush on Jennifer Love Hewitt the whole time throughout high school, and I guess it was a major party, house party that went on, and it was just crazy. That movie, it was like it was like one of those stupid, funny, slapstick comedy films. It was one of those type of movies where Jennifer Love Hewitt is in it, but the main character, the boy, he was in love with her, and he finally built the courage to tell her that he liked her and everything, and then eventually he wound up basically getting her as a girlfriend, okay? It was called Go, ladies and gentlemen, Go. That was the name of the film. Jennifer Love Hewitt was also in a couple of more bangers, okay? You guys don't know Jennifer Love Hewitt, the Ghost Whisperers, the teleplay series, Ghost Whisperers on television, dominant banger. Another series where she was in, The Client. For those of you guys don't know, another television series, The Client, okay? These were all bangers, okay? Another film, okay, which was a banger that came out in the 90s. Matter of fact, in the 90s, yes, definitely. Before her introduction into the Still Know What You Did Last Summer franchise. A movie called House Arrest, okay, ladies and gentlemen? For all you guys that don't know, this is another funny movie, okay? It was called House Arrest. It was a movie about a gang of kids, teenagers and younger kids, siblings, where they had locked all their parents up in the basement and they took over the house, ladies and gentlemen. Jennifer Love Hewitt was in this as well, and this was a banger, ladies and gentlemen. And may I add, she was singing on the soundtrack of the damn movie, the main soundtrack song of the film. She was the singer, okay? So that was another film. Once again, it's called House Arrest. House Arrest. All these things that I'm labeling, all these films that I'm labeling of Jennifer Love Hewitt, I'll make sure I'll leave a link to these particular films and into the description as well, okay? But it was called House Arrest. I don't know, a lot of you may not remember the film, but a lot of you that were a certain age in the 90s, you remember this movie. It was called House Arrest, once again, where a group of siblings, they took over the house and locked all their parents in the basement. I think it was for like a couple of days or a whole, but then the police, eventually at the end of the movie, they all got released and everything. And all the parents all the siblings that got took into jail and everything. But one of the siblings' parents was an actual lawyer, so he got them all out of jail and got no time and nothing was held against him, okay? It was a hilarious and good movie, okay? Another movie, okay? This is a legendary movie, which Matt Adam want to be doing an episode about this particularly too, because they're coming out with another film. Mrs. Whoopi Goldberg and Mr. Tyler Perry are in the process in the talks of coming out with a Sister Act 3, ladies and gentlemen, which if they do decide to do this, I think it's going to be amazing, a banger, okay? I've been waiting to see Whoopi Goldberg in another movie, okay? I've been waiting. Whoopi Goldberg is a legend, okay? She's a banger. But for those of you guys that don't know, Jennifer Love Hewitt was in this film as well, another banger. Sister Act 2, ladies and gentlemen, where she was in this film, and did a hell of a job. So I'm just giving you guys the facts and showing you guys. You see how much work compared to Neve Campbell, compared to Jennifer Love Hewitt. Jennifer Love Hewitt was in a lot of more bangers than Neve Campbell, and she had a more successful career than Neve Campbell, okay? So we're talking about overall, I'm giving the W to Jennifer Love Hewitt, but we're talking about just specifically who gets the W as far as the franchise between Scream and I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. I have to give it to the Scream franchise, because the Scream franchise produced more films, and also the main actress, Neve Campbell, was in every single film, compared to Jennifer Love Hewitt only been in 2 of the I Still Know What You Did Last Summer films, okay? And the third film was trash, garbage, trash, okay? And for those of you guys don't know, do you guys know that these two actresses, both of these actresses, had spent many years together on a certain television series, which was also a banger. You guys know the soap operas that come on CBS and NBC, okay? But for us, we call them the teenage soap operas. Certain things like One Tree Hill, 90210, Melrose Place. You guys remember these shows in the 90s? Yes. Well, one of these shows in the 90s that came out around that time, Party of Five, ladies and gentlemen. Both of these actresses were on Party of Five together. So they had been on the scene together and been working together for multiple years, ladies and gentlemen, on the television series Party of Five, where there were siblings, the siblings were living alone because the parents had died. And the oldest brother, I believe his name was Charlie, was the oldest brother, and he took care of all the rest of the siblings, which was the second oldest brother was, what was his name? I don't want to get it wrong. I think his name could have been Billy as well. Yes, I think his name was Billy, but Scott Wolf played the second brother. Okay, so the second brother was Scott Wolf, and I believe his name was Billy. And Jennifer Love Hewitt was the girlfriend of Scott Wolf role character Billy. And Neve Campbell was the oldest sister. And the youngest sister, I don't know her name right now, so excuse me, but the youngest sister. So it was 4 siblings, 2 brothers and 2 sisters. Okay? It was the oldest brother, Charlie, the oldest. Then it was Scott Wolf playing the role of Billy, was the second oldest. Then Neve Campbell was the third oldest, and then the youngest sister was the last sibling. Wait a minute, I may be wrong, I might be wrong, but I think there was another sibling that was a baby, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong on this, I think they did have another sibling that was a baby. I could be wrong on that though, I may be thinking of something else, but y'all spam in the comments and let me know for those of you guys that do know. But as I said, because I'm getting ready to wrap this up, I don't want to keep you guys for too much longer. Yes, these 2 actresses were working together for many years, for quite several years, okay? But the fact is, if we're talking about the franchises versus the versus battle, I have to give the W to Scream franchise, even though I feel that Jennifer Love Hewitt is a better actress overall. Jennifer Love Hewitt had a better career overall. Jennifer Love Hewitt has the better vocals and better host when it comes to screams and scary films. I'm just being truthful with it and being honest with it. So you see how I'm being non-biased, even though I feel I gave you all this concrete evidence about Jennifer Love Hewitt and still my personal opinion, why I still think that the Still Know What You Did Last Summer franchise was a better franchise than the Scream franchise. And I think that Jennifer Love Hewitt was a better actress. Neve Campbell in the Scream franchise, I still think gets the W, okay? So that's all I have for you guys. I want to appreciate and thank you guys for tuning into the show and staying tuned in. I know this was a bit of a long segment, but I wanted to make sure that I go in and discuss certain key things that I thought was important so you guys would realize and see that I wasn't being biased, okay, because I love both of these actresses. And I gave you guys a lot of concrete evidence that proves and showed that the reason why I gave the W to the Scream franchise, but I also proved and showed you guys why I said that Jennifer Love Hewitt is a better actress overall, had a better career overall, and why the I Still Know What You Did Last Summer franchise is a better franchise than the Scream franchise, okay? So I want to thank you guys once again for tuning in. Appreciate all you guys' love and support. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and share this video. And if you haven't done it already, and make sure you subscribe to the Bradford Files on my podcast platform on anchor.fm. And I'm also available on all other major podcast platforms such as Google Podcast, Cloud, Spotify, all those, okay? So until next time, y'all already know what it is. It's an M to the J to the, peace.